And that's why I was so drawn to your album, Fanatical Video Game Retroverse.
Yeah, so what's the connection there? How did that happen?
I don't know, I was always kind of solo on my own, making ridiculous music just because I didn't think anyone else in the world would do that kind of thing. And then I got into that album, and it was like, all right, let's make the most ridiculous music we can, knowing that no one's is gonna actually perform this.
Yeah.
Was that kind of how it came about?
Well, yeah, it was. Uh, almost all of that stuff was written very, very quickly, and maybe that's just an admission of my lack of experience at the time. But it was written very quickly, all in one sitting. Almost all of those pieces were, let's sit down for an hour and write a piece of music and be done. And there it is. And it was just written. I was writing whatever I wanted on my Atari 1040 STE computer, hooked up with a MIDI cable to a crappy Yamaha keyboard. And that's all I had, so I would just program all those notes in there and they'd come out of the little speakers sitting on my tiny little toy keyboard.
I really liked the results that came out of it, and it kind of reminded me of the music in the original Sims
Hmm.
game.
I'd never heard that, so I don't know.
I wonder if there was the same instruments, like the same MIDI kind of thing being used.
Yeah, maybe. It was a
But
Yamaha PSR keyboard, I believe. Very
uh,
plastic.
was that kind of similar to how I guess Zappa programmed stuff with a synclavier? Was it?
Yeah,
Did you ever see that
yeah,
interview
and I don't
where he's
know. I don't have any experience with the synclavier, so but I assume I guess that there were some similarities probably back then between Cubase and what you could do with a synclavier with MIDI programming.
uh,
And it was this realization that, well, fuck everybody. I'm gonna write whatever I want. I don't need to be in a band or play an instrument even anymore. I can just write any music and have it come out. And I think that was an unusual thing to be able to do at the time. Like most people didn't have access to just make any music they wanted come out of a, a computer like that. And so it was a huge learning experience too. It was like, you get a rough idea of what a violin sounds like or what all these, general MIDI instruments. You start to be able to experiment and just move notes around versus when I played in a band not long before that, it was just extreme struggle to get any music to happen. I guess what I'm saying it was a huge energy process to try to get a band to play music, whereas I could just go into my bedroom with my cheap computer and keyboard and make any music I wanted come out of it.